I don't know because tourist it has many kind of tourists. So some people will go to the gym like me. And some people will go to the historic tourism.
That was a good answer. So the answer is basically, yes, we do have tourists in my hometown. Some of them go to the gym, like me, and some see history of Thailand. So that was a good answer. Just try to think about how you form the answer. So first, when it's a question like that, like, is it, is there, that usually begins with a yes or no answer. Okay. So, and then you elaborate, then you describe. So the word elaboration or elaborate, I'll write that. In the chat, I've typed the word elaborate. So can you open up the chat on your screen, on your computer?
Yeah.
Can you read that?
Yeah. Elaborate.
So that is when you answer a question and then you speak more about it. So you went for that answer. Let's have a look. That answer I said, is it a place where tourists go? And you said some tourists go to the gym like I do, or they see history in Thailand, which was good. That was a good job. Well done. But before that, you need to answer the question yes or no. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, great. Well done. Right, next question. I think maybe this next part, yeah, it's the second part of the first section, so you still don't have this one. But it's just a couple of questions. So now we're going to talk about travel. So the first question, Ong, is how do you get to college, school, or work?
Teacher, this session I have 1 minute for prepare or not?
This one, it doesn't need you to prepare, but if you would like some time, that's okay. So you can take some time if you like to write down whatever it is that you would like to say to me. So firstly, my question is for you though. Do you go to school or college?
I go to school.
Okay, so the question is, how do you get to school?
Okay.
Take your time.
Okay. I got to school in many ways. It depends on traffic jam and when I wake up in some day. If I wake up late, I will went to school by motorcycle. And if I wake up not late, I will go to school by my mom car.
Wow, good. That was a great question. That was a great answer. Well done. Wow, you ride a motorcycle?
No. It is okay. I don't sure about this word, but he is a person who is I employ him to
You
ride
employ him.
ride a
Wow.
motorcycle.
So, usually, if you employ someone to take you places on a vehicle, we would probably call them a driver.
Oh, driver.
So I have a driver that takes me on his motorcycle to school.
Oh, okay.
You see? So that's interesting. That's very good. That's very cool that you have a motorcyclist to take you to school. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much for that answer. That was really good. I have nothing to correct. So the next question is, do you travel alone or with friends?
Mm, okay. Okay. Uh, I will travel with my parents or my friends. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
In some occasion, such as in New Year's, I will travel with my parents. And in some holiday, I will travel with my friend.
Very nice. Good job. And do your friends have cars?
Yeah, some friends have a car.
That's nice. It's good to get rides. I don't have a car here. Next question. What do you do during your journey? What do you do during your journey?
Okay. I will assemble from my experience. I'm 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 travel in New Year day. So I uh, I travel uh, to a hotel. That is celebration about New Year's.
Wow, that's very cool. So, what you were describing to me was what you do after your journey when you get there. So the question was, what do you do during your journey? So, for example, I can give you an example. So when I ride the bus to work, I might read a book.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay. So
Okay.
what do you do during your journey?
Okay. Usually, I will listening. I will listen to music. Or play a video game in my phone.
Good answer. Okay. So the word in that question that you need to look out for is during. So that is talking about the tenses. So the past tense, the present tense, and the future tense, right? During is the present tense. So that was I think maybe that was the word that tripped you up there and that you misunderstood. But when you understood the question, that was a very good answer. Okay, so next question. Do you ever have any problems with your transport?
Yeah. It has some day that I encounter with a traffic jam. Yeah,
That is
that is
always
the
frustrating.
yeah that is a very basic problem.
Yeah.
And I will fix it by uh, find some driver with a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. So you can weave in and out of the cars in a
Yeah.
traffic jam. That's very good. Good answer. Okay, so the next question is, how could your journey be improved? How could your journey be improved?
Okay. In my opinion, I think we should increase about car price. So people will um, people people will use a car. People will decreasing use a car.
So people wouldn't use cars as much, so they might use transport?
Yeah.
That was a very good answer, yes. And a good point, I think. That is a good idea. Okay, next question. Right, so that is the end of the first section. So you did a really good job. You understood almost all of the questions. And you not only answered the questions, but you also described and elaborated. So well done with that. So what we're going to do is start on speaking part 2.
Okay.
And you have part 2 and 3, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like, you can work through the sheet with me, but it's optional. You don't have to. So let's start on speaking part 2. I will give you a topic, and before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say.
Okay.
So make notes if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I may ask 1 or 2 more questions when you are finished. So for example, describe a typical day in your life when you were in your early teens. You could say what you did, who you spent time with, how you felt about the things that you did, and explain what was the best and worst part of the day for you. So let's start. Oh, and then
Teacher, can you repeat question again or type in chat box?
Yeah, no problem. So that was just an example, so you don't have to worry about answering. But if you like, we can go through that question. So the question is, describe a typical day in your life when you were in your early teens. Firstly, before you answer that question, are there any words in that question that you might not understand or you might want me to explain?
Typical.
Typical. Okay, so a typical is like the word average. So most of the time, on most days, when you were in your early teens, what did you normally do? What did you usually do? That is a typical day.
Okay.
So the parts of the answer you need to think about is what you did, who you spent time with, how you felt about things you had to do, and explain the best and worst part of the day. So I've started the timer. You are on 1 minute.
Okay, teacher, I'm ready.
Okay, great. So I will stop the timer.
Okay.
And then when you are ready, you can begin to answer that question for me.
Okay, start.
Okay. So please begin. Describe a typical day in your life when you were in your early teens.
Okay. When I early teen, I do many things in one day. And if I okay, in early teen, that means I am grade 9 or 10, something like that. So I must prepare to entrance to the university. Okay, and I plan to learn about engineer. So I must study hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From morning to evening, I will learn in a school, and in the evening I will get an extra class.
Mm-hmm.
And if I come back my home, I will do homework if it have if it has.
Yeah, if you have
And
it.
yeah. Next, it is a worst part of my day. It is a sleep because I don't like sleep.
That's good. Okay, best. What is the best part of your day?
And the best part of your day it is a wake up because I'm powerful in when I wake up.
Fantastic. That was an excellent answer. Thank you. So what I like about that answer was first you introduced what you were going to talk about. So you said in a typical day, I do many things, which was very advanced. Well done. And you explained that you understood what early teens meant. So you said, I was in my early teens. So I was in grade 9, which was great. Then you went on to explain your learning and working hard at school. And then the end of your day, when you were at home doing homework, if you had it. I like how you explained the worst time of the day was going to sleep. That made me laugh. Because usually people say the other thing. They like to go to sleep and they hate waking up. But that was a very good answer. Well done. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. Do you like to have a routine to your day? A routine.
Yes, I have. I'll note my routine before I sleep in yesterday. I think it can process something that I want to do in the next day.
So you like to plan what you're going to do for the next day?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so the question is do you like to have a routine in your day? So let's talk about the word routine. So when we're describing what a routine is, it's like a plan, like a schedule, right? So if you go to school and then come home and do homework, and that is something that you do every day, that's your typical day, then that could be described as a routine. So as opposed to a routine, so not having a routine could mean that you don't really plan and you tend to just see how it goes and you do different things every day. So the question was, do you like to have a routine? Or if you don't like to have a routine, why?
No, because I think it is like a loop that is circle that is cannot exit.
So it doesn't change.
Yeah, so I'm boring.
So you
about
don't like
routine.
it because it's boring?
Yeah.
That was a great answer. So for that answer, when someone says, do you like something? You say yes or no, that you do or don't like it. And then you explain why. So that was a good answer.
Okay.
Okay, the next question is, do you like spending time alone?
Yes, because yes, I like because when I doing something alone, I will have a meditation to do something and I can focus something more than do with many people.
Fantastic. That's a good answer. So what you're saying is that when you have time alone, which is what you like, you are more able to concentrate rather than when you're in a room with people.
Yes.
Okay, good job. That was well explained. All right, so you're doing very well. We're already on speaking part 3. So we are 2/3 of the way through. So this time, I will ask you some more questions which follow on from our topic in part 2.
Okay.
So, one more question, another question I have for you is, in what way is the relationship between parents and teenagers different from the relationship between parents and younger children?
That's a difficult question.
Okay, well that already is a good answer if you need some time to think. One of the good phrases that you can use is, that's a difficult question, or that's a tough question, that's a good question. So it's okay to ask for some time.
Okay.
And what I can also do is point out particular words that you need to pay attention to, such as, in what way? So that could also mean how, or explain this, compare this. So this is actually talking about relationship between parents and teenagers and relationship between parents and younger children.
Okay.
So the question is asking you to compare the relationship between parents and teenagers and the relationship between parents and younger children, and tell me what makes them different. Take your time and answer me when you're ready.
Okay, teacher, I'm ready.
Okay, great. Would you like to start for me?
Yeah.
You can begin when you're ready.
Okay. Well, that is a good question. Okay, I will distinguish about relationship between parents and teenager and parents and younger. First, parent and teenager will uh, uh, will will have a closeness less than younger. And next, teenager want a computer and younger ones toys. Next, parents of teenager will inspect uh, inspect teenager more than younger because teenager like to get away